Hi, I'm Anita of My Chicken Life podcast, and welcome to the channel. Hope that you're having a wonderful day. So, I wanted to show you guys this video about Harry when I believe he was in New Zealand and he was being interviewed and he was asked about having a family, and he said it was going to be in due time. And I saw an article today in People magazine, and it was titled Prince Harry opens up about family Invictus and having wife Meghan by his side. And I just thought the very thing he was asked, and he thought that, it would have been a nice thing one day. It has now happened. And not only has he found a beautiful, intelligent, and smart wife who compliments him, he has two adorable children as well, Archie and Lily. So I believe Harry and Meghan, they have literally a complete package. Unfortunately, Meghan had to go home to the kiddos, and Harry has to continue with the Invictus games. But it's understandable because they're just like any other couple. When you have children, it's good to have at least one parent home. When a parent is out and about doing something, it's always nice to have either mom home or dad home. But having, to spend a whole week away from your children, sometimes it gets very hard. And family is priority, family is number one. And Meghan has to do her family duties, okay? So she is back. So for all the haters out there that are saying, oh, Harry is alone at the Invictus Games and Meghan left, it makes absolutely no sense for both of them to be away from their children at once when one person can, hold things down. And I never thought Meghan was going to be there for the 10 days. I always thought at some point she was going to come and then she was going to go back to her children, and then she will be coming back. I would not be surprised if we see Archie and Lily make it at the end of the Invictus Games. I would not be surprised. We saw a lot of children there with their parents. So anything can happen, okay? That's when the internet would be broken. So let us get into this article. But first, let us watch the video of Harry talking about, when the time comes. I think the interview was with Sky Australia. Yes, or New Zealand, one of the news channels. It really doesn't matter. But here he is talking about, when that time comes. Let's take a listen.
For you, seeing your brother settle down, does that put, not pressure, but does it make you think, actually, I'd quite like to settle down, have kids?
But isn't that the same for everybody? There comes times when you think, right, now's the time to settle down, or now's not, whatever the way it is. But I don't think you can force these things. It'll happen when it's going to happen. Of course, I'd love to have kids right now, but there's a process that one has to go through. And tours like this is great fun. Hopefully, I'm doing all right by myself. It would be great to have someone else next to me, to share the pressure.
So now that we've seen the video, let's get into the article. One thing I wanted to point out also too, Meghan shared a beautiful video, a picture, I should say, of the items that she brought back from the Invictus Games. Particularly, she was given 2 shirts from the Nigerian team, and one said Archie on it and the other said Lily, and she displayed that with some other items I believe she got from the Invictus Games. So that was really nice to see. The Nigerian team is so protective of Meghan, and we saw how happy they were to see her. And remember, Meghan is 43% Nigerian, okay? So they feel a closeness to her. And let us get into the article. I want to point out that this article is an exclusive article. This is not a source article. That's the reason why I am reading it like this. This is an article that was conducted with people and Harry himself. So it is an exclusive article that um, where Harry is directly speaking. So let's get into it. So it says Prince Harry opens up about family, Invictus, and having wife Meghan Markle by my side. It's an exclusive article. The Duke of Sussex reflects on a decade of Invictus Games and celebrating the life-changing power of a sport. Prince Harry is beaming as he takes the energy of the Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler 2025, the latest chapter of the International Adaptive Sports Tournament he founded in 2014 to support wounded, injured, and sick service members and veterans. Speaking exclusively to people in Vancouver on February 9th, he shares his excitement. It's incredible to be back in Canada. Canada couldn't be more appropriate to host the first Winter Games. Everyone is so excited, the Duke of Sussex says. Prince Harry, 40, has reason to feel at home. This is the first country to host the Invictus Games twice, following Toronto in 2017, where he and his wife Meghan Markle made their first public appearance as a couple. It's also where they briefly lived after stepping back from their royal roles in 2020. Now, 7 years later, wow, 7 years has gone by. Meghan, 43, is once again beside him, offering unwavering support for the cause that means so much to him. There's his beautiful wife, Meghan, in the middle here. To have my family here supporting me is amazing. I love that she's by my side, Prince Harry tells people. It's such an important piece to this whole adventure. The couple's connection has been evident throughout the games, from Meghan resting her head on Harry's shoulder to stealing kisses in the stand. Here they are. She's stealing a kiss, y'all. It is full of positivity, a friend of the couple says. Harry is walking around with a big smile on his face, and he can't even go very far without being stopped every few seconds. But that's what it's all about. Competitors echo that sentiment. He came up, gave me a hug, got a cheeky selfie. We were both in Afghanistan in 2008, so we had that connection there. Christopher Bride of Team US tells people of meeting Harry. It's like you met someone down at the pub. He's a really cool guy. There's Harry with an individual here. Jenna Provius of Team Canada described the Duke of Sussex as a very intense and purposeful. When he shakes your hand, he looks into your face like he wants to imprint your face in his mind. You can feel he's an outstanding leader. I feel like he's our hero. Harry, a former captain in the British Army and the Games founding patron, is already looking ahead to the next tournament in Birmingham, England in 2027. It's amazing how, after 10 years, we're still doing this. We will continue the games for as long as it's needed, and the need is increasing rather than reducing. So the fact that there will be a full cycle back to the UK is a place that I never thought we would be, he told people. I wish that we could close this down because there wasn't a need for it. But as long as there's a need for it, we'll keep it going, he says. I know the UK is looking forward to having the games back to where it started. There's Harry at the opening of the Invictus Games along with Chris Martin. Of the future of Invictus, Harry adds, I have already had lots of people come up to me and ask whether there's going to be a continuous cycle of winter games, and the answer to this is we'll have to wait and see, but everyone is very happy to be here. That energy was felt during the star-studded opening ceremony at British Columbia Place in downtown Vancouver on February 8, which featured heartfelt tributes to several athletes and performances by Katy Perry, Nelly Furtado, Noah Kahan, Roxanne Bruno, and Coldplay's Chris Martin. What a way to start, a sold-out stadium in front of 40,000 people. It had a very Paralympic feel to it. It was great, he says. Some of the Harry here and Meghan here. They're looking at a wheelchair tournament. Harry will return to Montecito, California, ready to share the experience with his children, Prince Archie 5 and Princess Lilibet 3. They are fascinated, Harry says. It's a very interesting conversation to have with your kids to explain why that person is missing a leg, why that person is missing an arm, why do they look the way they do. It's challenging but important. With each Invictus Games, Harry hopes to inspire not only the competitors but also the next generation. See, he's there with Meghan. Mm. Our kids are so young, but Archie especially is asking those questions. He says, I'm constantly trying to make sure that I get it right in explaining what's happened to the competitors and what we need to do at Invictus to try to make their lives better and give them a chance to redefine themselves. And the power of sport, he continues. I'm hoping that my kids will take on every sport they want as well, because I think it's really important for all of us. Okay, that's it there in a nutshell. So Harry's having conversations with his children, explaining why some of the competitors, have missing limbs. And as he said, he hopes he gets the conversation right. He's hoping that the Invictus Games continues, because as long as there's a need, there's no reason why it should not continue. And he's just happy to have Meghan by his side. And they're looking in love more than ever, and they look very happy overall. So Meghan is back in the United States. She posted an image on Instagram, which is absolutely adorable. And Meghan, if you're hearing me, just keep it coming. So that's all for now. I will see you on the next one. Leave your comments below and tell me what you think. Bye.